Hey, welcome to the Puck Portfolio presented by NorthStar Bets. I'm your host, Andy MacNeil, and I'm here weekdays on the Canada Sports Betting YouTube channel and wherever you get your podcasts to provide NHL projections, betting advice, and strategies to help you make informed hockey bets throughout the NHL season. If you enjoy the content, please like this video and subscribe to the Canada Sports Betting YouTube channel right now. As you heard, the show is now sponsored by NorthStar Bets. Check them out via the link in the description below, as they do cater to our needs here on this show by offering early odds on the next day's NHL games. NorthStar Bets is available in Ontario only, but it will soon be available across Canada, so keep it locked here to the Puck Portfolio and to canadasportsbetting.ca, because we will let you know when that happens. All right, time for a schedule breakdown. If you've been here before, you know what you're looking at. The rest column tells you how many days rest teams have across the league. The load column provides a little bit more context, such as 2-2, which means a team is playing back-to-back, but that should be evident by the fact that they have 0 days rest. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this one. Take a screenshot if you would like, and you can look at it a little bit later, but I've already factored this in to my handicapping. We'll touch on some things throughout the show. So let's get to my game projections, shall we? Some business to take care of from Tuesday's show for Wednesday's games. I'm on the Dallas Stars at minus 123 from yesterday's show. Dallas should be around a minus 150 favorite if Jake Ottinger is in goal, but I'm betting on Scott Wedgwood getting the start in this one. If that's the case, I think we'll see the odds tick down toward the home team, but I'll still be happy with the odds that I bet at minus 123. I would not recommend gambling on Ottinger getting the start at the current odds, because there's a big difference between minus 123 and minus 135 or minus 140, etc. It might not seem like it, but there is. The Stars currently listed as minus 136 favorites at NorthStar Bets. I'm also on the Arizona Coyotes. It's a smaller play, minus 108. Odds are long gone now. Don't chase the number. At this point, I think you'd be better off fading my bet here on the Coyotes with a play on the Ducks, if anything at all. But my advice is just to forget about this one altogether, unless the Ducks odds get significantly lower for some reason, or longer, however you want to look at it. Maybe a Lucas Dostal start could push things in that direction, and maybe that'll open up some value on the Anaheim Ducks. But I'm on the Coyotes for a small play at minus 108. NorthStar Bets currently has the Coyotes listed at minus 137, the Ducks on the other side at plus 112. And one other update: I talked about how I thought it was important to keep your eyes peeled for news regarding Cale Makar's status for Wednesday's game against the Blues, and I was right. Both Makar and Bowen Byram are questionable heading into tonight, although head coach Jared Bednar suspects at least one will play in the game. The projected moneyline odds you see on the screen, i.e. minus 234 in favor of the Avalanche, that's if Makar is in the lineup. Those odds drop to around minus 210 if he's not. Elsewhere, one more note: Carter Hart will start for the Flyers against the Sabres on Wednesday. But let's get to Thursday's bets, shall we? I know that's why you all tuned in, to find out what I'm going to bet on Thursday. And we'll start with the Toronto Maple Leafs at the Boston Bruins. Now, one would think the Maple Leafs will be up for Thursday's game in Boston after getting booed off their home ice on Tuesday. But you never know with this team, right? Boston, they're down a couple of defensemen. Charlie McAvoy, he's been suspended for 4 games, and Matt Grzelcyk is out until the middle of November. So I've got the Bruins listed as a minus 119 favorite, 54.4% chance of winning. Some value out there possibly on the Leafs, but that number seems to be ticking down, with NorthStar Bets opening the Toronto Maple Leafs at plus 110. So no play on that game, but I do have a play on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Now, the Lightning, they are riding Jonas Johansson, currently ranked second in goals saved above expected. Nobody saw that coming. Something just doesn't add up, right? Tampa Bay sits 30th in expected goals percentage, 20th in shots for and against. Columbus is near the bottom too, having scored just 42.3% of the 5-on-5 goals year to date. And without a doubt, the Lightning are the better team, but there's a value on the home team here. at plus 150. Good for a 0.64 unit play on the Blue Jackets at plus 150. Look, if you like betting on goaltenders that aren't playing very well, have I got a show for you today, because we're betting on a lot of bad goaltenders, at least in their current form. But it is the Columbus Blue Jackets plus 150, 0.64 unit play on the money line to come up big and beat the Lightning on Thursday. But next up, you probably already guessed it. I've got the Devils hat on. I got the Devils colors. I mean, I guess it's the Minnesota Wild colors too. But look, I'm not expecting to see Nico Hischier back in the lineup for this game, but I would be delighted if he was. I saw an autograph signing later this month was postponed. Take that for what you will, but maybe it means Hischier's going to need some time off away from the team. But we'll see. Regardless, I like the Devils a lot in this spot. Both teams, the Devils and the Wild, have had 3 days off. Neither team has been very good defensively this season, ranking in the bottom half of the league in expected goals per 60 minutes. And they both rank in the bottom five in goals against in all situations. So this one should be an absolute barn burner. And I'll take the Devils at these odds against the Wild in a barn burner any day of the week, with or without Nico Hischier. First half of the back-to-back for the Devils, who are in St. Louis on Friday. But like I said, neither Vitek Vanacek or Akira Smith has been playing all that well. And the same goes for Marc-Andre Fleury and Philip Gustafsson. So, it might not hurt you one way or the other, depending on how that shakes out. Ideally, it would be Vanacek against Fleury, but I mean, I wouldn't hate this play at all if it was if it was Akira Schmid versus Philip Gustafsson. The Devils, I think, got a big edge here against the Wild. They should be able to control the pace of play, and I like them a lot here at that minus 117 number. It is a bigger play for me, 1.36 units on the Devils at minus 117. So let's hope the Devils can get it done. And as I said earlier this week, it's about time we put some respect on the Kings, and the Maple Leafs found out why on Tuesday. Now it's the Senators' turns. Neither of Los Angeles goalies have been great, but Cam Talbot's been good. Hopefully he'll start on Thursday in Ottawa against his former club. Not much separating these two teams on the surface. They're both number 1 and number 2 in goal scoring at 5-on-5 right now, and they're both among the bottom 5 teams when it comes to preventing goals. Like I said, neither of Los Angeles goaltenders have been very good, but LA is a top 10 team by expected goals, while Ottawa ranks 23rd at 47% year to date. Artem Zub is questionable for the Senators, according to head coach DJ Smith, which means they're now down 2 good defensemen, with Thomas Chabot already out 4 to 6 weeks. Give me the Kings on the money line, minus 104, 1.04 units to win 1 unit. Hopefully Talbot gets the start. Wouldn't hate it if Copley did get the start, but he's been not as good as Talbot's thus far, and it is a bit of a revenge spot for Cam Talbot. The Kings on the money line, minus 104. The projection model thinks this game should be closer to minus 116 in favor of the LA Kings. So I'm on the Kings, and I'm also on the Vancouver Canucks. And I know, look, even if this does feel like a classic trap spot, i.e., a game against a really weak opponent that the Canucks might take lightly, the model is suggesting to fire away on this one anyway, because the Canucks, assuming Thatcher Demko is in goal, should be priced around minus 229. Even if Casey DeSmith is in goal, though, there's value at the current odds, which are offered at NorthStar Bets, minus 185, best price in market right now on the Canucks. So if you aren't too worried about that trap spot, I mean, San Jose is the worst NHL team by a mile, and the Canucks, they're looking pretty hot right now, right? So Vancouver, I mean, they've got some things to clean up for sure. I'm not sold on this team, but in this spot, they should make easy work out of the San Jose Sharks at minus 185. I decided to risk 8.85 units on the Canucks to win 1 unit. I could have justified risking a little bit more if I thought there was a better chance that Demko would start, but I think it's going to be Casey DeSmith, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. DeSmith is a good goaltender. So Canucks minus 185, 1.85 units to win 1 unit. And we've also got the Red Wings hosting the Florida Panthers. Look, tough break for Panthers forward Sam Bennett. Suffered another injury, lower body injury at that, just 11 shifts into his season debut. Not much of interest here. Looks like my projection is lining up with the market. Once again, though, don't sleep on Billy Husso. Could be James Reimer in this one. You never know, but Husso is a difference maker, or at least he has been so far this season. Carolina at the Rangers. This is a big game. The Rangers have a 2-point lead on the Hurricanes for the top spot in the Metro Division. They also have one game in hand, so a win here would really help them. New York is 7-2 straight up on the season. They've won 5 in a row, 6 of their last 7. The last 2 were OT wins, but wins nonetheless. Carolina, they've won 3 in a row as well after dropping 3 in a row. Before the season, look, the Hurricanes, they were projected to be a better team than the Rangers. But if you ask me, the Rangers are at least on par with Carolina now, if not, surpassing them day by day. So, a little bit of a look towards the Rangers here, but not anything of note in terms of the odds. With sportsbooks opening up with the Rangers as a decisive favorite here. They're clearly labeling the Rangers as the better team, with them being listed around the minus 136. Yeah, minus 136 currently at NorthStar Bets. So that's what the sports books are saying about New York heading into this one, that they're better than the Carolina Hurricanes. And news out of Washington this morning, Nicholas Backstrom is stepping away from the Capitals to deal with his injury situation. Not a good sign for a player who was probably unlikely to ever return to form after having that surgery in the offseason. Not sure what Washington's lineup is going to look like. Looks like Sonny Milano is good to go. He's skating on the second line at Caps practice on Wednesday. Nick Dowd is expected to be out until November 2nd at least, and backup goaltender Charlie Lindgren is out with an undisclosed injury. So something to watch here, but I like the Islanders at the current odds, minus 124 at North Star Bets. Good for a 0.66 unit play, so not a big bet, but a bet nonetheless. And we got the Dallas Stars at Edmonton. Look, this is the second half of a back-to-back for Dallas, who I mentioned are playing the Flames on Wednesday, 3 hours south of Edmonton in Calgary. Not too much travel. Optimism, it's been somewhat restored here in Edmonton, with Connor McDavid back in the lineup after missing 3 games. The Oilers, they currently rank 4th in expected goals percentage at 5-on-5, but they've scored just 44% of the goals at 5-on-5, despite owning an expected goals percentage to the tune of 56.4%. Dallas, they're an elite team, though, and while I do think the Oilers deserve to be small favorites here, the model could see things quite differently after this game. The Stars are elite. They're the best team by expected goals. It's going to be a tough test for the Oilers, tired or not. The Stars have scored 63% of the goals at 5-on-5. This will be a good measure of where the Oilers are at now, and where we can expect them to be going forward. It'll provide some insight into where they might be heading. So one to watch for sure, even if you don't have a bet on this one. And the Montreal Canadiens, they're in Arizona to take on the Coyotes at Mullet Arena. Maybe Jason Zucker is back for this one, which would be a welcome addition to the Coyotes, as they can use all the scorers that they can get right now. Not quite living up to expectations despite having a pretty good offense. But I'm expecting backup goaltender Connor Ingram to get the start in this one for the Coyotes. It's the second half of a back-to-back. Arizona is in action against the Ducks on Wednesday, a team that they're battling with for a playoff spot, which sounds really weird to say. So I would assume they're going to put their best foot forward here and start Karel Vejmelka against Anaheim, but we'll wait for word on that one. No play here. Oh, Nashville. I knew they would be starting Kevin Lankinen at some point, but I really hoped it would not be against the Canucks on Tuesday, as I had a bet on the Predators at plus 133. Of course, that's exactly what happened, and Nashville lost 5-2. UC Saros going to be rested for Thursday's game against the Kraken, though, which is a good thing for the Predators, who I have minus 102 on the money line right now. No bet on the Preds at this time, but I'm definitely closer to betting on Nashville than I am on Seattle. And same thing goes for the Winnipeg Jets at the Vegas Golden Knights. A lot closer to betting on Winnipeg, who is listed at plus 155 at NorthStar Bets. The model thinks they should be listed at plus 154. So we're close. But if that ticks up any more, I would be interested in betting on the Jets at maybe plus 162 or better. I'll let you guys know about that on Twitter. So follow me at Digital Gambler. Once again, if you have not already, please subscribe to the Canada Sports Betting YouTube channel. Please like this video. It helps out a ton. Comment. Tell me what you're on tonight. I want to know what you're betting so I can make fun of you tomorrow when it loses. I want to know, though. So tell me in the comments what you're betting. and I'll provide any insight that I can. Ask questions if you want. Obviously, hit me up on Twitter at Digital Gambler. Ask me any questions you want. My DMs are open, so if you got a question that you don't want to ask publicly, feel free to ask it in the DMs. But yeah, I mean, this has been a jam-packed show today. I had a lot to get to, but it has been a fun one for sure. There's a lot to like here. I'll recap my bets quickly. So for Wednesday, I'm on Dallas minus 123, 1.4 units to win 1.13 units. I'm on the Coyotes. zero point 0.5 units to win 0.46 units at minus 109 over the Ducks. And then for Thursday, I'm on the Columbus Blue Jackets plus 150. That's a 0.64 unit bet. I'm on the New York Islanders. Oh, I hate betting the Islanders, but this Capitals team is pretty bad, and they're down another player now. I'm on the Islanders at minus 123.66 unit bet to win 0.53 units, and I'm on the Kings at minus 104. I think this one should be closer to minus 116 in favor of Los Angeles, so I wagered 1.04 units to win 1 unit. And the New Jersey Devils, my biggest play of the day, 1.36 units to win 1.17 units at minus 116. I think the Devils should be in the minus 130 range, north of that. And finally, one of the few big favorite plays that I've had so far this season. It's the Vancouver Canucks minus 185. 1.85 units to win 1 unit. Could justify betting a little bit more if I had, some line on who was going to start in goal for the Canucks, but I'm going to guess it's going to be Casey DeSmith, and that's why I'm going to scale down a little bit, not bet as much as I would if I thought it was going to be Thatcher Demko. Just trying to protect myself a little bit here with that bet. Big play on the Canucks. Thank you for joining me today on the Puck Portfolio. I hope you got some insight. I know you did. I hope you win some bets tonight. I hope you win some bets on Thursday, of course. But come back on Thursday. We'll recap things heading in, whatever updates I can provide here on the Puck Portfolio for Thursday's games. Of course, we'll look ahead to Friday as well. We've got a big weekend coming up of hockey. You'll want to keep it locked here to the Puck Portfolio to get all your hockey handicapping needs. I'm Andy MacNeil. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.